I do sometimes shoot wide. They are great for photography, landscape photography, they are great for videography as well, especially indoors or vlogging. It's very nice to have a wide angle lens. So if you are in the market, which one should you pick? There are so many different to choose from. Today we are going to talk about Tamron 17-28mm f2.8, and to me this is such an interesting little lens. This lens, together with its two brothers, 28-75mm and the telephoto lens that goes up to 180, I think, are Tamron's holy trinity, and is also a much more affordable option to Sony G-Master lenses. So this 17-28mm lens has an f-stop of 2.8 that goes all the way up to 28mm, and then also I think it maxes out at 22, an aperture of 22. It is a very small lens that weighs in at something like 420 grams. It is reasonably well built. It is moist and dust resistant, but I wouldn't call it weather sealed. But I have used it outside in the rain and there hasn't been any problems for me. But I would say do it in do it at your own risk. And one thing that is super nice is that it is all internal zoom, so it doesn't extend anything, which the 28-75mm does. So having the internal zoom is really nice, which also makes it a great lens for using on a gimbal. So it's great for filmmaking because of its small size and you don't have the lens that extends. But since the lens is really small, you also have this very tiny focus ring, and it also gets real close to the camera body, which makes it kind of annoying to use manual focus because it's a little bit close to the body. But this small focus ring is also one of the reasons they are able to keep it this size. But since the autofocus is really good on this lens, it's very unusual that I use the manual focus. Instead, I tend to only use autofocus when I'm using this lens. One of the main features of this lens is definitely going to be its price. I think you can find the lens for around $800 or so, but I wouldn't call it a cheap lens, but it is very price worthy when you compare it to its counterparts such as the Sony 16-35mm. But there are some things that I don't really like about it, and first of all is its build quality. I said it is a pretty decent build quality, but I do prefer the form factor and the feel of, for example, Sigma lenses and Sony in general. And if you have used the Tamron lenses before, you know what I mean, because they feel a little bit different, might not feel like the highest quality. And one example is the focus and zoom rings that I personally prefer on other camera lenses brands. You might also find it not to be wide enough, so if you are going for a wide angle lens, the Tamron only goes down to 17mm. So you have the Sony G-Master that is 16, or if you want to go even wider, I would recommend going with say Sigma 14mm. It is a few $100 more expensive, but it's what I would recommend if you wanted something even wider than the 17mm. So what is the conclusion of this video? Well, I think that this 17-28mm from Tamron is a no-brainer for anyone who wants a wide-angle lens and that isn't made out of money. Let's just say that you won't find any other full-frame lenses with a constant f2.8 at this price, and therefore I think it is the perfect and best beginner wide-angle lens you can find on the market right now. And with all of that said, I just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check this one out as well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!